Hello and welcome to Property Box News. I'm Simon Evison. Coming up, we'll look at the best practices during the cold weather and how to prevent frozen pipes. But first, another sign buy-to-let is in good shape, with buy-to-let lending hitting its highest level since the stamp duty surge. Mark De Silva, reporting for online news site Landlord Today, says that according to the Council of Mortgage Lenders, investors borrowed £3.9 billion in November 2016. That's up 10% on the previous month. This was a significant rise in the amount buy-to-let landlords borrowed to invest. This all before the introduction of new affordability tests brought in at the start of this month and ahead of changes to tax relief from April this year. Gross buy-to-let lending in November was the highest monthly level since the stamp duty changes on second properties was introduced last April. Over two-thirds of buy-to-let loans were remortgages rather than house purchases. In total, 21,000 buy-to-let loans were issued, up 13% compared to October, but down 10% compared to November 2015. Although not as brisk as the same time last year, it seems that investors' confidence is improving, and as we've highlighted before, property has the perception of sound investment. A slightly different picture is painted, however, if you look at the crackdown by the Bank of England on buy-to-let lending through the introduction of tighter borrowing rules and stricter affordability tests. Increasing numbers of landlords are turning to less conventional forms of finance in order to carry on investing in the buy-to-let market, according to a survey by bridging lender MTF. The demand for bridging loans has surged in recent months, as reflected by this latest poll. Bridging loans are especially useful when a property has a current value of less than £40,000 and therefore is unmortgageable by most lenders. Additionally, the buyer needs short-term money to improve the property and raise its value above the conventional mortgage threshold. All this still implies then that the appetite for property is still high. If conventional lending does not work, seeking out a good bridging loan can facilitate a deal that amateurs will not always be able to move forward with. Make sure you get the right coaching and have a good independent mortgage broker in your team, and your investments will be sound ones. With freezing weather and snow hitting many parts of the country recently and the potential for more before the winter's end, buy-to-let landlords are being advised to prepare their properties for winter's worst. In a recent study by NFU Mutual, statistics show that the average cost of repairs to damage from leaks caused by frozen pipes is around £4,700. Rob Mayo, property specialist at commercial insurer NFU Mutual, said, "Escape of water causes a huge amount of damage, whatever the cause, but burst pipe claims caused by frost damage are a particular concern at this time of year." Here are a few top tips for landlords to safeguard their property. 1. Locate your stopcock. This will normally be located below the kitchen sink or wherever the water supply enters the home. Make sure you can access it and close it easily. 2. Drain your system. If you're planning on leaving the property unoccupied during the winter, take a few moments to turn off the stopcock and drain the plumbing of both hot and cold water systems. 3. Get those pipes lagged. Even well-insulated loft spaces will get very cold in winter, and so it's important that you give your water pipes extra lagging to help prevent them from freezing and bursting. 4. Keep the heat flowing. Keeping the thermostat at a normal setting overnight or while the property is unoccupied will help keep the building temperature above freezing. And 5. Check your plumbing. Remember, any damage to pipes happen if the water in them freezes, but the escape of water only happens when the frozen pipes thaw out. So checking pipes for signs of freezing or bursts, such as leaking or dripping joints, will help you to react to a possible problem or nip it in the bud. Asking tenants to do the same will help to protect rental properties too. That's all from me this week. Thanks for tuning in. See you next time. Goodbye. As reflected by this oh, God's sake. I hate this piece anyway.